Hola, ¿qué tal amigos? Buenos días, buenas tardes y buenas noches. No importa la hora que sea, siempre es un gran momento para aprender español con Profesor Pablo. Okay, our lesson today is a deep dive, and it is about the verb conocer. There are some very important differences and different meanings with the verb conocer. So let's take a look. Conocer, we know, means to know. That's what everyone already knows. Saber is to know a fact. Conocer is to know people, right? It's to get to know someone, to get to know a person, to meet someone. This is all with people. To know a person, to get to know a person, to meet someone, to be familiar with a place. Like, I'm not familiar with that city, or I'm not familiar with these regulations. Okay? All of that is conocer. However, when you go into the preterite, verb number 4, conocer means to meet, only to meet. Like, I met him, they met us last week, to meet. If you want to say that you knew someone in the past, you're going to go to verb number 5, the imperfect, and it's going to be conocía. Conocía. For example, I knew him would be lo conocía. They knew me. Ellos me conocían. But if you want to say I met them, it would be los conocí. So the preterite of conocer is to meet someone in the past. The imperfect of conocer, conocía, is to know someone in the past. And all of these are dealing with people, but also in addition, it can mean to be familiar with places, cities, states, amusement parks. No conozco Disneylandia. I don't know Disneyland. It can also be things like laws, rules, regulations, systems, etc. So we have some sentences here. Let's do the self-check. I don't know her. Well, that's going to be verb number 3, present tense. And the pronoun, remember, when we have a conjugated verb, the pronoun can only go in front of it, not attached to it at the end. So I don't know her would be no. We need the pronoun for her, which is la conozco. No la conozco, or the long form, no la conozco a ella. Now in Spain and in some other places, you'll find out that some people will say, I don't know her, no le conozco. Or I don't know him, no le conozco. But in standard Latin American Spanish, I do not know him, no lo conozco, I do not know her, no la conozco. And the same goes with los and las for them and les for them. I want to meet your parents. Okay, I want to meet your parents. Well, conocer, we know it can mean to meet. I want is present tense, right? Quiero conocer. The license plate there would be a 3-0, 3 present tense, 0 infinitive. Quiero conocer. Parents are padres, which is also mean father. Could also be a Catholic father, el padre. Also your father, mi padre, mi papá. But we need the personal A. Anytime you do something to a person, you need that personal A. So it is quiero conocer a tus padres. We got to know your aunt and uncle. We got to know. Well, got is in the preterite, so we're going to use the verb conocer in the preterite, right? We got to know them. In other words, we met them. We got to know them. It'd be, we met your aunt and uncle. Well, we need the pronoun. The very first word is going to be los, L-O-S. Los, in the preterite, we form conocimos. Los conocimos a tus tíos. Now, tíos could be uncles, plural, but mis tíos viven en San Diego, California. Tíos, meaning your aunt and uncle, mis tíos. Vamos a ir a la casa de mis tíos, my aunt and uncle. Tíos can mean aunt and uncle. Again, if you just say conocimos a tus tíos, nothing wrong with that. Los conocimos a tus tíos is more complete. We knew each other from grade school. Well, grade school is primary school, elementary school, that is la primaria. La primaria. We knew each other. Well, if you knew someone in the past, it's got to be imperfect. It's reflexive, so it's nos. Take conocía and put it in the we form. Nos conocíamos en la primaria. We knew each other in elementary school. Nos conocíamos en la primaria. So here we have, I don't know her. No la conozco. I want to meet your parents. Quiero conocer a tus padres. We got to know your aunt and uncle. Los conocimos a tus tíos, or conocimos a tus tíos. We knew each other from grade school. Nos conocíamos de la primaria. I want you to meet my best friend. Anytime you want someone to do something, that's a subjunctive sentence. Subjunctive sentences have three parts: the provocador, or the car, the hitch, and the trailer. The car is quiero, que is a hitch, quiero que tú. Now we need the present subjunctive of conocer. Well, in the present tense yo form, it's conozco, a ZC verb. Change that O to opposite vowel, which is an A, and add an S. Quiero que conozcas a mi mejor amigo or amiga. Now remember, anytime you do something to a person, you know somebody, you need that personal A. You need it. Quiero que conozcas a mi mejor amigo. Quiero que conozcas a mi mejor amiga. If you want the long form, quiero que lo conozcas a mi amigo. I don't know this city. I don't know this city. You're in Las Vegas, you say, no conozco esta ciudad. Even though it's not a person, you can use it for knowing places. No conozco esta ciudad. We aren't familiar with the rules. Rules are reglas. A regla is also a ruler. La regla is a ruler, and it's also a rule. We aren't familiar with, it's like we don't know, we aren't familiar with. No conocemos las reglas. No conocemos las reglas. I want you to meet my best friend. Quiero que conozcas a mi mejor amigo, or quiero que lo conozcas a mi mejor amigo. I don't know the city. No conozco esta ciudad. We aren't familiar with the rules. No conocemos las reglas. Over here, I don't know my way around here. It's like saying I don't know this place. So we're going to go with the present tense. No conozco por aquí. No conozco por aquí. I don't know my way around here. I'm not familiar with this place. No conozco por aquí. To be familiar, I'm not familiar with. No conozco por aquí. No conozco. I don't know my way around here. No conozco por aquí. She didn't know the laws. We got to go past. To know in the past is imperfect. Verb number 5, conocía. She did not know the laws. Las leyes are the laws. No conocía las leyes. No conocía las leyes. I wanted you to meet my sister. I wanted, if you wanted somebody to do something, that's the subjunctive 3-part sentence. Car, hitch, and trailer. The car would be the imperfect of querer, quería. The hitch is que, quería que. Now we need the past subjunctive of conocer. Take it to the ellos preterite, conocieron. Change that O to an A, drop the N, and put an S on. Quería que conocieras a mi hermana, or the long form, quería que la conocieras a mi hermana. I didn't know anyone. Like I went to the party, fui a la fiesta. I did not know anyone. Once again, no conocía a nadie. No conocía a nadie. So there's some good things to remember here. If you want to say who you know or knew or didn't know, you need that personal A in front of the person's name or the word referring to the person. For example, I don't know the doctor. No conozco a la doctora. I don't know the teacher. No conozco al maestro. I don't know the professor. No conozco a la profesora. Do you know the principal? ¿Lo conoces al director? Or la conoces a la directora? So remember to use the personal a form of the personal A, in front of the person that you're knowing, right? And make sure when you go into the past, if you want to say you met someone, it's going to be conocer in the preterite. If you want to say you knew someone, it's going to be conocer in the imperfect, conocía. Okay? Es todo por ahora. That is a deep dive with the verb conocer, right? Not too deep of a dive. We're not hitting the Mariana Trench. Maybe the bottom of wading pool. It's not really real deep lesson, but it's a very important lesson because conocer is used very frequently on a daily basis. So make sure especially when you go in the past that you get conocer, preterite to meet, and conocer imperfect to know somebody. And know also that it can mean more than just know a person. It can mean to get to know a person, to meet a person, to be familiar with a place, or to be familiar with something like a law, a system, a regulation. ¿Ok? Es todo por ahora. Hasta la próxima lección. Cuídense mucho. Bye bye.